Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Know About Embedded Systems. In today's video, we will understand what is CRC and how to calculate checksum, CRC checksum, and what is the use of this CRC checksum. All these things we will discuss in this video. So before starting the video, if you're a new viewer to my channel, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel, click on bell icon and click on all notification and share these videos as well. So let us start the video. CRC Cyclic Redundancy Check and how to calculate the checksum. So guys, you must know one important thing in our embedded system. CRC or checksum plays a very important role in our embedded system, especially in the communication. Whenever you're transmitting a data and whenever you are receiving the data, after receiving the data, you should check whether the data what I have received, whether it's a proper data or not. So you can see here, this is I have a transmitter section. This is my transmitter section and this is my receiver section. Whenever you transmit a data and at the same time when you receive the data, you have to check whether the received data is correct or not. So how to validate whether the data which I have received is a correct one or not? That can be done by checksum method, or it's also called as CRC calculation. So we have to perform CRC calculation both in the transmitter side and the receiver side as well. So both sides we have to perform CRC calculation, nothing but checksum calculation. So how to do all those things we will discuss in the next slide. Now, so what is this CRC or what is this CRC checksum? So let us understand first the definition. Later I'll take you to the how to calculate the CRC checksum. First of all, guys, what you should know is what is the CRC or what is the CRC checksum. So CRC stands for Cyclic Redundancy Check or Cyclic Redundancy Code. You can see the definition, the full form here. CRC stands for Cyclic Redundancy Check. And what is the use of the Cyclic Redundancy Check? You can see here the Cyclic Redundancy Check or CRC in embedded system is a mathematical error detecting mechanism which is used to verify the data integrity. So what do you mean by data integrity? Data integrity means when you transmit and when you receive the data, you have to verify whether the received data is a proper correct data or not. Whether have you received data with error or without error. That's called as a data integrity. Okay, how to perform this? You can see it relies on the binary division method. This I'll explain in detail later. So it relies on a binary division method using a generator polynomial to catch the errors during the communication or during the storage of data. That means whenever you're transmitting a data, whenever you're receiving a data, or whenever you're storing the data in the memory, you have to check is there any error detected during the transmission or during the storage, during the storing of a data. So this mechanism can be achieved by CRC, Cyclic Redundancy Check. There are different types of cyclic CRC methods are there. We have CRC 8-bit is there, we have CRC 16-bit and we have CRC 32-bit as well. And most of the time this CRC checksum mechanism or CRC method we will use in most of the communication protocols such as I2C, SPI, UART, USB, CAN, LIN, and even in our FlexRay also we will use. Okay, so I will show you two examples here. So this is my CAN format, frame format. You can see this is my CAN format and this is my FlexRay frame format. Here you can see this part, there is something called CRC sequence. In this part we are going to add CRC checksum in order to check the received data is correct or not. Nothing but data integrity, as I told already. Okay, this is a one example, and here you can see the second example. We have FlexRay. In the FlexRay we have two types of CRC mechanism or CRC codes are there. So we have 11-bit CRC and we have 24-bit CRC mechanisms are there, right? So these two are the big examples, very good examples where we will use CRC, especially in the communication, CAN and FlexRay. Okay, I hope you understood. So why the CRC is used. Now how to calculate the CRC? There is a complex mechanism, but here I'm going to explain in a simpler way. In order to calculate CRC checksum or CRC code, so we have to follow 4 different steps. One is we have two types. One is a CRC in the transmitter side and we have CRC in the receiver side. So in the sender side, nothing but transmitter side, we have to calculate the checksum. You can see here we have to consider the data bytes to be transmitted. You can see here data bytes we have, and then we have checksum calculation or checksum generator, and then we have to add it. So we have to consider data, calculate the checksum, and you can add a checksum, CRC checksum to the data. You can see this point, at this point, the data plus CRC checksum will be transmitted via communication channel. And in the receiver channel, in the receiver section, you can see, so we are going to receive data plus checksum. Data will be separated, received checksum also will be separated. You can see here that in the receiver also it is going to perform the checksum. In the transmitter section, the transmitter will perform checksum calculation, and in the receiver side, receiver also will perform checksum calculation. When both are equal, you can see this is a very important thing here. The checksum calculated in the receiver side should be equal to the checksum what we have received in the transmitter, from the transmitter. When both are equal, when both are matching, we will accept the data, or else we will reject the data. So this is a very important mechanism in most of embedded system communication protocols. We are going to use checksum or a CRC checksum. So we have to verify checksum in the receiver side as well. So when both are equal, then we will say the data can be accepted, or else we have to reject. So this is a simplified explanation. Now I will take you to how to calculate the CRC checksum. So in order to calculate the checksum, 5 to 6 major steps are there. So we have to consider the data bits in the whatever you want to transmit. That is the first point, and define the standard generator polynomial. So second step, you can see we have to define some generator polynomial. Polynomial is nothing but binary sequence that should be standard for both transmitter and receiver. So for both transmitter and receiver, we have to define a standard generator polynomial, and then we have to find out, third step, you can see, find out the length of the generator polynomial, that is denoted by L, and then we have to add L minus 1 bits to the message, and then perform binary division. This is very important. How the checksum is calculated. How the checksum is calculated? The checksum is calculated using binary division method. Okay, so then after that we have to find out the remainder, and then you can calculate CRC checksum. So if you see the steps here, the first step, we have to consider data bits or generator polynomial. So this is my generator polynomial. You can see here, this is the generator polynomial, and for example, I have considered here x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 I have considered, and its equivalent binary representation is 1101. So we have to maintain a standard generator polynomial. Usually in most of the communication protocol, the protocol IP will define the standard generator polynomial. So here I'm considering one simple equation in order to calculate the checksum. Then let us consider data here. Data were to be transmitted. So this is my data which I need to transmit, 100,100, and then how do you calculate CRC checksum? The CRC checksum can be calculated using like this. CRC checksum is equal to message bits followed by L minus 1 zeros and polynomial. So what is L here? L is nothing but length of the generator polynomial. So length in the sense number of bits present in the generator polynomial. So generator polynomial is having the 4 bits, and L minus 1 is 3. Okay, now yeah, when you define the equation in this way, so CRC checksum is equal to, so message followed by L minus 1 zeros followed by divided by your generator polynomial 1101. So this is the equation in order to calculate a CRC checksum. Okay, now let us go to the calculation part. So we have to divide it, so you need to keep it in mind. So this is very important thing, CRC checksum. So this CRC checksum can be calculated using message divided by generator polynomial. Okay, now we have to divide. That division is nothing but binary division. Now you can see binary division, I have to perform a binary division, and that is nothing but XOR operation. I have to perform binary division or XOR operation, and this is your data 100 and 100, and this is your generator polynomial 1101, and these are all added bits. Okay, now let us go one by one, step by step, how the division we have to perform. Let us consider here, I'm going to multiply this 1101 into 1, and you can see here, so I will get 1101 only. So just it's a normal binary division, nothing but X. I have to perform XOR operation. So perform XOR operation between these two datas. So when you do the XOR operation, So you will get 1 XOR with 1 is 0, 1 0 XOR with 1 is 1, 0 0 is 0, and 1 1 is 0. So this is my first iteration, first part of the checksum in the first iteration. Now I will take the next bit down, that is a 0, I will take it to down, and again perform the same thing. So 1 1 0 1 into 1, again 1 1 0 1, and do the same thing again, perform the XOR operation between these bits, and then just you will get 1 1 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 0 0 is 0, 1 0 is 1. Okay, this is my second iteration. Take the next number down here, next bit down, do the same, proceed with the same procedure. So now 1 1 0 1, now the same, you need to perform binary division method between this pattern, these bits. Now 1 1 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, and 0 1 is 1. Okay, take the number next bit down here and perform the same thing. So when you do that, so perform binary division method. 1 1 is 0, 1 1 is 0, 1 1 is 0, 0 1 is 1, and 1 1 is 1 0 is 1 again. Take the next number down. Now you see the interesting thing here. When I consider these bits and these bits, the dividend is lesser than your divisor, right? So 1 1 0 1 is greater than your 0 1 1, right? 0 1 1 0. So that's why now what I will do, I will just multiply the same number with 0, and I will write it as 0 0 0 0. Do the same thing, perform XOR operation. So when I do that, 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 0 0 is 0. Now take the last number down here. Now perform same division method. So now, yeah, so when you perform this, you will get finally 0, this 1 1 is 0, 1 1 is 0, 0 0 is 0, and then 0 1 is 1. So you need to remember one important thing here. So you have to perform binary XOR operation. Binary division is nothing but binary XOR operation. Okay, so after dividing all the bits, whatever you're going to get the last remainder, that remainder is going to be your checksum, CRC checksum. Okay, so when you, so this is my CRC checksum. So 3 bits I have added to the message bit, and 3 bits I have to consider as a part of checksum. Okay, so now these remainder 3 bits, whatever I got it, that is going to be a checksum. You can see here checksum is equal to 0 0 1, the remainder what I got after dividing your message bits divided by your polynomial bits. Okay, so I got already, data is already given. So data is equal to 0 1 0 0 1 0 0, checksum is 0 0 1. So from the transmitter side or from the sender side, whenever we want to transmit a data with checksum, we have to follow this method. So data followed by checksum. So this is my data 1 0 0 1 0 0, and this is my checksum. Okay, so in this way, in the transmitter side, we're going to calculate checksum, and we're going to append checksum to the data bits before transmitting. And in the reception side, after receiving, the same thing will be performed, and checksum should be matched. So checksum, whatever you're getting in the receiver side, also you should get same checksum. In the receiver also should get the checksum of the same here. You should get receiver also, you should get same checksum. If you are getting, if you are both are equating, both are getting same checksum, then you can accept the data. Or if there is any mismatch, for example, if you are getting 0 0 instead of 0 0 1, if you are getting 1 0 0, then you can reject the data. Okay, so in this way, using CRC checksum, you can validate your data, whether the received data is a valid data or not. If it is a valid data, you can accept the data for processing, or else you can reject the data. So this is the beauty of checksum, or this is the beauty of CRC checksum. In most of the protocols, we are going to use the CRC checksum method. I hope this video is an informative video. If you feel this video is an informative video, please click on like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and click on bell icon. Share these videos to your friends and colleagues. Thank you for watching. We will meet